everyone. This is Julie HR, and thank you for joining me this weekend. Today, we're going to be going over team leadership for managers. I just created this workbook for managers about 2 days ago, and I pulled all the information I have together with regards to what I know about team leadership, not just a small team, but even just like a large team and handling them. And I've laid out the top 10 leadership best practices, along with 30 corresponding leadership action items that you can use if you choose to do this in a managerial group or do it on your own. Here's the intro. It'll give you a great understanding of what you're going to be going over. Number one, with the team leadership best practices, build trust. That is one of the number one things. I remember reading sometime a long time ago that like a boss demands just blind obedience, but a team leader has to really he's got to really earn his authority through it's understanding and trust. So building trust, that's how you're going to earn your authority with your team. Just like I said, establish a foundation. It's got to be a foundation of trust through transparency, integrity, and consistency. And integrity right there, that sounds like a core value. So I'm sure that all you managers who are doing this have integrity within your core values. Building trust, it enhances team cohesion, improves communication, boosts morale and engagement. One thing is about building trust. It shows that you're vulnerable and your openness. You share your own challenges and learning moments. That's a big thing. You share your learning moments. Share when you've messed up and moving forward, how you're going to fix it and what you learned from it. That will also help to build trust. Set clear goals. Clearly define team objectives and individual roles. Ensure everyone understands how their work contributes to the larger team and organizational goals. And with that being said, it is so important, go back to that, understands how their work contributes to the large team and organizational goals. When it's so important for employees to understand when they hear that their job impacts the, maybe the production, which impacts the, quite possibly the profitability of the organization at the highest level, they need to know how they fit into the bigger picture. And a lot of times, in some particular companies, I know that, people just go to work. They just do it. They just do their job, but they don't understand the why. So set clear goals and help employees understand the why and give them direction. Collaborative goal setting, regular goal setting, and visual tracking. Moving right along, foster open communication. Obviously, that is a given. You want to encourage open, honest, and respectful communication. Regular team meetings and one-on-one check-ins can facilitate this. I cannot stress the importance of one-on-one check-ins. They essentially help clear the air when there may or may not be something, I know I can tell if there's like an issue with an employee and a manager and, something's just not quite right. That's a time where the manager can say, hey, what's going on? What can we do to make this better? And then moving forward, what can we do? So it's very important to have one-on-one check-ins. And like I said earlier, you need to do it consistently. I would say at least every 2 weeks or if you can, at least every 2 weeks. That's my thought. Empower your team. Give them the authority to, make decisions. Your goal as a manager, a leader, a manager who is leading a team is, at the end of the day, you know where your employees are, right? They're here. They're like, I don't know. I wish I had like a chalkboard to show you guys, but they're at one spot and you want to get them to another spot. In essence, you want to empower these employees of yours and your team to actually one day become leaders on their own. So you setting that example, empowering them as the team, will essentially down the line help them be better leaders. Some benefits: it fosters innovation and creativity, which is another team leadership practice we'll talk about, and enhances job satisfaction. Recognize and reward. I can honestly tell you, recognition, and I know that I've read it somewhere, recognition, it speaks more loudly than actually money does. Honestly, I read something where if you are investing in an employee and rewarding them in front of other people, and showing them, hey, this is, such and such, and they did this today, that means so much to the employee, even more than $200, $300. So that is pretty important. Promote team collaboration. I know there's a lot of issues sometimes with, there are a lot of people who don't really like to work within a team. And so this is kind of tough for them to do. And for them to be in a team, but it's up to you as a manager to help them and promote team collaboration through team projects, collaborative tools. I tell you what, there are people that are not people. They are not people persons. They like to do their own thing and they are shy, but getting them involved and promoting team collaboration. I remember when I was, playing sports a long time ago, I was shy. I was a very shy individual until I started playing, basketball, and I was on a team. And that's when I started gaining confidence. And that's when I learned about team collaboration. So this particular individual that may be shy, bringing them into a team, that's going to enhance and increase their motivation, and they'll be give them they'll get a lot more confidence. Supporting professional and development. Invest in your team's growth by offering training opportunities, mentoring, and career development plans. You want your employee to see the big picture. You want your employees to know that you care about their future and you want to grow them, and you are going to make sure that you sit down with them on a regular basis and talk about their goals within their professional life. That is, investing in an employee. Like I said, this is also something, if you invest in the employee's development, it's actually really more impactful than money. I know I keep on bringing that up, but a lot of studies have shown that. Money's not everything. Supporting their professional development definitely is. Down below, you see mentoring and coaching. That's very, very helpful in the beginning. And if you could start a coaching program within your team or organization, and, down here it says to facilitate knowledge transfer and personal development, all the better. The more information that your employees on your team have, that they've learned from someone else, they can use that information in their next job. Adapt leadership style. I would like to say more or less when I think about adapt leadership style. I wouldn't say so much. Let me just read it first. Recognize the unique needs and motivations of each team member. Adapt your leadership approach to meet these needs and maximize team performance. So, in saying that, adapt your leadership style, adapt your leadership approach. It really comes down to emotional intelligence and being able to understand where the employee is coming from, or by listening to the employee, you know how to deal with the situation. People are so different. People react to things so differently. But if you can adapt and become, I used to say, become like a chameleon and adjust your, I wouldn't say personality, but just the way you deal with people individually, as they're all different, then that'll help tremendously. Okay, encourage innovation. This is huge. I took some education classes a while back, and there was one thing that they kept on. It was like there was elementary education classes, and there was one thing that is not happening in the classroom today, and it's teachers are not being able to implement creativity and innovation are more, I wouldn't say they're shut down, but a lot of students don't understand what it is to be creative, what it is to innovate. It's okay to innovate. So I know that there's a big push, in the educational world to teach culture and innovation within the school systems. So perhaps, and more likely than not, people on your team, they come from one of those schools where they've never had to solve like a complex problem that makes them troubleshoot. So it's up to you as a best practice to make it a culture of innovation and encourage problem solving. Okay, this is the last one. Hope this has been pretty quick for you guys. Hope it hasn't been too long. Manage conflicts constructively. Hopefully, once you're a good manager, you'll be able to anticipate. I know I've been able to anticipate a conflict. Sometimes you can pick up on it. You want to address conflicts promptly and fairly. Use conflicts as an opportunity for growth, encouraging team members to find common ground and solutions together. Now, I'm not saying what I've done in the past with regards to managing conflicts is the way that you will choose to do this. I guess you could call it a mediation session, is what I've, held before, where I have two employees and there's problems with one and there's a problem with the other, and they don't like each other. Well, 95, I think it was Jack Welch from GE, 95 or 90% of the time, conflicts come down to communication or a lack of communication or mixed up communication. So it's up to you as a team leader to sit those two employees down and start talking and find out what each other, what's been going on with the communication. And what I like to do is I'll sit one employee down and the other one down, and I'll ask, we'll talk a bit, and then I'll say, what is going to make this better? Employee A, what's going to make this better? And then, you hear that. And then you ask the other employee, what's going to make this better? And we look at all three of us look at, this is the problem, this is what's going to make it better for employee A. This is what's going to make it better for employee B. All right, let's set a plan, and moving forward, this is how we're going to deal with your current situation. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to put this on my Etsy site and also put a link in the bottom. And I also hope that you guys subscribe. I'm really loving posting things to help managers and posting templates to help companies. Feel free to email me or write a comment. I really enjoy those. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.